moment. Surely events today aren't going to dictate too much. Expectation cannot be high, I suppose, against the league leaders. It's probably the 6-game Premier League spell that follows this that is likely to make more of an impression, with Wigan, Stoke, Sunderland, Manchester City, Fulham and Newcastle to come. Well, Liverpool reached the top spot with a surprising lack of fanfare on Merseyside on Monday night. That man amongst those who couldn't find the target, and he's paid the price for that today, only on the Liverpool bench, Robbie Keane. So many false dawns and a lack of goals lately has put a little bit of a dampener on things, but win today and Liverpool will stay top. And they've survived November, the period where many nascent title challengers crashed and burnt before. They've been asking the same questions for the best part of 2 decades at Anfield. We're asking it again, is this the year? And they're making a stronger case than they have for a good long while. Well, Blackburn Rovers, a side who have landed a Premier League title, unlike Liverpool, staring the possibility of relegation from the top flight full in the face, unless there is a drastic improvement in their form, or perhaps not their form, but certainly their defending. The worst defence in the Premier League. One or two old friends meeting up today as well. Dirk Kuyt, the man tasked with leading the line for Liverpool. Well, let's take a look at this afternoon's team news. Blackburn scored 3 at Old Trafford in the Carling Cup in midweek and 2 at Fratton Park last weekend and didn't pick up a result in either game. Their leaky back four is under scrutiny, and it's been changed again with Chris Samba returning from illness at young Martin Olsen's expense. Morten Gams Pedersen replaces Keith Tracy wide left of midfield, and Keith Andrews is back in the centre, having been cup-tied on Wednesday. The headline team news for Liverpool is the absence of Robbie Keane, on the bench today, having scored only 2 in 15 Premier League appearances. Ryan Babel, so often effective as a substitute, starts a Premier League game for only the 2nd time this season. Argentinian pair Javier Mascherano and Emiliano Insua also return to the lineup, the latter for the first time in the league since May. Andrea Docena and Albert Riera make way.
9, Roque Santa Cruz. 12, Morten Gams Pedersen. 17, Keith.
Well, it's another visit of one of the big four to Ewood Park. And the previous history this season does not give Rovers any sort of comfort. Scored none, conceded 8, lost them all. And Dirk Kuyt will be the man hoping to add to the agony this afternoon for them. Liverpool's joint top Premier League goal scorer with 5 in the competition so far. He leads the line on his own today, with steady support sure to be provided by Steven Gerrard in behind him.
24.
Well, rarely can a team have ascended to the top of the table with some boos ringing in their ears from the home support, but that was the case for Liverpool against West Ham on Monday night. An evening where they did almost everything but score, but still could have seen all 3 points stolen away from them. And it's those sorts of games that have reignited the same old questions about Liverpool's credentials. Of course, you don't get anything for being top in the first week of December. And it is a long, long time since Liverpool have carried the title fight all the way. Last time they were still in contention for the title in the month of May, 1997, under Roy Evans. Blackburn know what it's like to go all the way, although that must seem a considerably distant memory for their support. It's a former Liverpool man leading them at the moment, Paul Ince. And the pressure really has ratcheted up in the last few weeks, although the board are giving him plenty of backing at present. No need for a vote of confidence at Ewood Park, apparently, although whether they'll still be saying that after the coming testing run of fixtures remains to be seen. Referee today is Andre Mariner. What a lift and unlikely victory would be for Blackburn without a Premier League win in 9. While for Liverpool, the expected 3 points would keep them top, whatever Chelsea do down the A666 at Bolton. The eyes of the Premier League watching world on a corner of Lancashire today with Chelsea in action at the Reebok Stadium. Liverpool big favourites to stay ahead of the pack today, Brian Marwood.
Well, they are, and I think sometimes when that expectation is surrounding you, you sometimes find it quite difficult. And I think that Liverpool just seem to be stumbling over the last couple of weeks, so they could do with a convincing victory just to give everybody within the football club a big confidence boost. And of course you can apply the same to Blackburn Rovers. Not a huge amount wrong with Paul Ince's side, what a good victory wouldn't put right. And you know, if you can get a scalp such as Liverpool, then you know that really will give the right sort of feeling to everybody connected with Blackburn.
Dirk Kuyt offside. It is been an excellent season for Dirk Kuyt. Not so for the first time of asking in Premier League management for Paul Ince. They started brightly with a victory against Liverpool's neighbours on their own turf, Goodison Park, against Everton. But since then, the results haven't quite come. The last victory up against the Newcastle side, which were then in disarray back in September.
People need to be a little bit more patient though, Daniel. I mean, it's only a few months since he took control of this club, and you know, it takes a while just to stamp your authority and mark in terms of what you're trying to do. You know, Paul's brought pretty much a new backroom staff, because Mark Hughes took pretty much everybody with him when he went to Manchester City. So you know, he's brought people like Keith Andrews into the club alongside one or two others. So it is going to take a little time, and you know, they started well enough, but you know, they faded away. But they have been playing some decent football, which will have given Paul plenty of encouragement.
Well, it is the leaks at the back that will have concerned him more than anything. 28 goals conceded by Blackburn Rovers in the Premier League this season, but searching for goals of their own here. Brett Emerton battling against Emiliano Insua, a relatively unfamiliar face in the Liverpool lineup today. First Premier League outing of the season.
Well, he's a decent player, this young left-back. Hasn't had too many opportunities, but I'm sure can more than acquit himself here this afternoon, up against Brett Emerton.
Javier Mascherano with a little bit of uncertainty. Roque Santa Cruz hoping to pounce. That's Sami Hyypiä, who's kept his place. Ousted Daniel Agger today, who was expected by many to return. This is Javier Mascherano being harried by Derbyshire.
It's all a bit tight in that area of the field. Mascherano is the holding player. Alonso and Gerrard just in front of him.
Warnock nipping in, facing many former colleagues today. Benayoun. Kuyt and Babel waiting in the box, but he won't get there. Warnock and Andrews shackling in between them.
Didn't look as positive as he probably should have been, Benayoun, there when he was running at Stephen Warnock. Warnock, who's played in different positions already this season, midfield, also now at left back, which I think is his best position. Olsen, who has been playing there, has really struggled a little bit with confidence.
Arbeloa. Andrews was nipping in, and then Derbyshire. It's Blackburn just unable to get out at present. Alonso. Now Nelson will try and help them do that, but this is Insua. Mascherano. Outlet is Babel. Any previous start in the Premier League this season against Portsmouth.
Passing the ball around well, aren't they, Liverpool at the moment? Very confident, very assured in terms of the passes in this area of the field, but they're just looking for that opportunity when they can try and find a moment where they can strike at Paul Robinson's goal.
Samba eventually getting the free kick. He'd actually stopped long before the whistle had gone then, which could have been dangerous.
Well, I think Andre Marino was just seeing whether Blackburn had possession or not. In the end, it was a foul on the big centre-back. You talked about the goals that Blackburn have conceded this season, Daniel, but you know, Paul has changed his back four on a number of occasions. I'm not sure whether that's through the sort of form of one or two of his defenders, or the fact that maybe one or two suspensions to key players or injuries, but you know, that certainly hasn't made life easy for them.
quite full for Andrews. Two guy looking to step in, hoping to provide some order and composure to Blackburn's play in the midfield area. Pedersen is in here for Blackburn. Rayner in control.
That was a nice idea, just trying to chip the ball up towards the far post. You know, Santa Cruz had taken up a good position. Certainly a lively start.
The first real thrust from Blackburn so far. It's been confident and composed possession from Liverpool for the most part, as befits a side standing at the top of the tree in English football. Nice dummy by Benayoun for Arbeloa. In towards Coutts. The battle on with Samba and Oya, safety first.
That's a terrific ball in from Arbeloa on this right-hand side. I just would have expected Ryan Babel to do a little bit more here. You can see he knows that Arbeloa is just going to put it into an area. You see, he's a long way away from joining Coit in a dangerous position.
Insua. This is Gerrard looking towards Ryan Babel. What an important defensive header that was by Andre Oya.
Well, it's a slack play by Blackburn Rovers, because he allowed Liverpool a 2v1 situation over on that far side from the corner kick.
Well, caught sleeping a little there, Blackburn, but not made to pay. It's towards Dirk Kuyt. It's Nelson who rises, and Tugai who gets it clear. Not decisively, though. Santa Cruz and Pedersen, and now Derbyshire trying to get Blackburn out. Mascherano. Warnock. Pass just behind him. Feisty battle there between Hoopier and Pedersen. Carragher getting good communication from his goalkeeper.
I think both sides will be reasonably pleased with the start that they've made. Blackburn have had a couple of forays forward, and a little bit unfortunate, particularly that one from Pedersen, where he's trying to flick the ball towards the far post. Now, Liverpool have had lots of possession, but nothing quite happening for them in the final third.
And, decision will go Liverpool's way. Chris Samba missed the trip to Old Trafford, where Blackburn conceded 5. Late rally, though, which gave them some hope of continuing their Carling Cup run for a moment. Ryan Nelson. Stephen Warnock. Arbeloa alive to that. Support from Mascherano. This is Benayoun. Alonso. Kuyt.
Again, though, getting into the final third, nothing coming of it. It's petered out a little bit, Liverpool, and they need to find a little bit of quality there. I think it's a little bit of a problem with Dirk Kuyt just playing up top on his own. Really is expecting the likes of Steven Gerrard in particular to try and join him. But the distances between Kuyt and the midfield players is probably a little bit too far.
This is Derbyshire, one of the few bright spots for Blackburn this season. The local lad means so much to him, and he has produced in goal-scoring terms this season. And the opportunities he has had. This is Santa Cruz. Tugai plotting a route through, and it was an intelligent through ball looking for Santa Cruz.
There's a few players on the field who are capable of playing a ball like that, but Tugai's definitely one of them.
Ball of real quality to release Babel here, and considerable menace for Blackburn. And lay it off for Gerrard in the end.
Well, it wasn't a great ball into the path of Steven Gerrard. You know, Ryan Babel has been moaning a little bit in the Dutch press about how he hasn't had many opportunities in the Liverpool first team, but he certainly needs to do better than what he has done when he has had chances.
Good robust challenge by Warnock, that's what he's all about. Babel so often more effective from the bench, but given that chance from the start today, will he prove his case? This is Gerrard. Alonso.
I think Babel's been a disappointment this year. I think there's a lot expected of him. You know, he had an opportunity to settle into the club. And I think that he hasn't really quite hit the heights that people would have expected. Certainly when you saw him in the Dutch under-21s, he was absolutely outstanding. Talked about right around Europe.
Here's Tugay. Looking to set Blackburn moving. Another great idea.
Yeah, there was. Unfortunately for him, he just couldn't quite find an angle on the ball to play in Matt Derbyshire, who just spun away off the back of Jamie Carragher.
Tugay's quality of thinking not matched by the execution of the pass on that occasion. Not that it was straightforward by any means. This is Arbeloa. Benayoun looking to get in behind here, but he got in behind a little too quickly, offside.
Well, that's a good defensive line. I mean, Benayoun's looking right across that line, so just went a little bit too soon. Arbeloa, to be fair, when he picked it up on the halfway line, Daniel didn't have too many options in front of him. And that's the problem. When you're only playing one down the middle, and Coit, as he has been, very tightly marked, there's not many options really to go and play the ball forward.
I couldn't believe it when I heard local radio phone-ins after Monday night. There were people calling for Rafa's head, believe it or not. Emerton.
We're living in a crazy world where people are not patient. You know, we've seen it with Arsene Wenger in recent weeks. You know, you've said there about Rafa Benitez, Robbie Keane. You know, there's talk about whether Rafa will sell him in the transfer window in January, but you know, people have to be patient. He's come to a new club. He's got great pedigree, Robbie Keane. He scored goals wherever he's been. You know, people need to give him time.
Well, I seem to remember a certain Ian Rush needing a fair bit of time. He took, what, 10 or 11 games to get his first goal for Liverpool, and look what happened to him. Peter Crouch also, more recently, took a lot longer, and his stock certainly rose during his spell at Anfield and with England. Babel losing out. Pedersen. Santa Cruz.
He did very well there, Santa Cruz. I mean, it looked as if he was really running down a blind alley, but he somehow managed to etch out a corner for his side. I'd like to think that from Blackburn's point of view, the likes of Santa Cruz and Samba and Nelson have all got a real physical presence from set pieces.
And if the scraps fall to Tugay, who's lurking just outside the penalty area, there's also a threat posed there. Dangerous, it fell to Santa Cruz.
Just hit him, didn't know anything about it, Daniel, just floated over a couple of players' heads, and I don't think he was expecting it. He thinks that Ryan Nelson's going to get on the end of it.
Emerton almost got on the end of that. That's Babel, who did win his battle this time. Increasingly grizzled Tugay these days.
I'm saying he's looking his age, isn't he? Still a fantastic player, though. I think he feels that the free kick was given against him. It was actually a foul on Babel moments earlier.
This is Sami Hyypiä, the only survivor of those bought by Gerard Houllier. Carragher. Oh, Arbeloa almost able to steal in.
Ryan Nelson got lucky there. I mean, experienced defender. Skipper should have really dealt with that long ball forward from Arbeloa.
They must almost feel that every mistake they make has been punished of late, Blackburn Rovers at the back. Fortunately, from their point of view, not on that occasion. Santa Cruz to win that. That's Pedersen to help it on. He was caught late by Benayoun.
That's just a clumsy challenge. Well, Gams Pedersen is fine. Referee does the right thing, just has a little word with Benayoun, but haven't really got much threat from the two wide players so far, Babel and Benayoun. They've had enough touches, but when it's come to getting the ball in the final third, they haven't really had that craft and guile to get in and behind this Blackburn back four.
Emerton, one of Blackburn's wide players. Away by Hyypiä. Well, testing times for the manager, you can say that with some degree of certainty. He doesn't lack experience in his backroom staff. Archie Knox there. Bobby Mims, the goalkeeping coach, there as well.
Ray Mathias as well. So, two very experienced campaigners alongside Paul Ince.
Babel. This is Gerrard. Another trademark Gerrard pass for Arbeloa. Alonso. Certainly no shortage of quality in the passing department in this Liverpool midfield. This is Mascherano. Babel is surely an option. Goes the other way. Arbeloa.
Well, they've passed it well enough, but it's when it's getting to these wide positions, especially further down the field, they just haven't provided any quality into Dirk Kuyt. And at the moment, Samba and Nelson, it's very, very comfortable. Even though Liverpool have enjoyed the majority of the possession.
Blackburn have only picked up 5 points at home. They've only scored 4 goals. That should tell you everything you need to know about how difficult life has been here at Ewood Park for them this season. Fixture list hasn't been kind. I mean, Liverpool coming here, that'll mean they've had all the big four already.
Absolutely. I mean, they certainly embark on a decent run of fixtures after today. Wigan away, Stoke at home, Sunderland away, Man City at home. So, you know, games that you would expect them to pick up points. They need to pick up points from those games, because what Paul won't want to do is go into the new year in a very difficult league position.
I know the hatchet men have been out in force in the media for Paul Ince, but I suppose if there is going to be a case to judge him after that run of fixtures, there may be a slight one.
But it's ridiculous that they're judging him at all. You know, Blackburn have punched above their weight for a lot of years while they've been in the Premier League, and I think that people need to realise that, you know, Paul hasn't had masses of amounts to spend on the team, and, you know, at the moment they're still getting used to him, he's getting used to them, and it's going to take a little while for him to have the impact that he hopes, and everybody else hopes, connected with the football club, that he will do.
Here's Kuyt. Two-guy getting there, but only succeeding in finding Babel. This is Insua. Derbyshire on the next page quickest. And Two-guy reckons he can play till he's 40. He's not got long to go.
Well, he might not be able to run around the park like May done 5-6 years ago, but he can still pass that ball, and there's no substitute for that sort of quality.
Mascherano. Derbyshire is putting in some mileage, and Pedersen is putting in some fairly sturdy challenges. Kuyt, he's found Benayoun, he's in, big chance for Liverpool!
Brilliant
Great saving challenge, Stephen Warnock.
Brilliant defending. But I'll tell you what, that goes back to where Steven Gerrard gets the ball. Cluster of Blackburn players putting him under pressure. Fabulous through ball from Dirk Kuyt. He does the right thing, Benayoun, because he takes the ball back across, away from the defender. But Stephen Warnock, it's a tremendous tackle, because if he gets that wrong, it's a penalty.
Big escape for Blackburn. Gerrard. Babel coming in. Handled it by the look of it.
See, I'll tell you what, that could deem a yellow card.
It certainly is going to be.
You saw what happened last week, ending the Manchester derby. I mean, that's a nonsensical piece of play by Ryan Babel. He knows that it's going over his head. He just sticks his arm up. Crazy yellow card. Well, I think if Ronaldo gets a red last week, he's deserving of a yellow this week.
Well, let's hope for his sake that it doesn't prove to be a costly booking later on. Looking to make the right sort of impact now, Ryan Babel. Running at Oya is sometime international teammate Insua. Will it fall for Benayoun? It will. Alonso, Kuyt, Gerrard, now Arbeloa. Away by Samba, not fully. Kuyt, can he work the space? Alonso might.
Well, they're looking more threatening, aren't they? But again, it's a good challenge at the end by Pedersen that just does enough to put Alonso off his stride. This is far better, though, from Rafa Benitez's team. They just stepped up the pace a little bit. Just found a better cutting edge to their play.
That's ominous for Blackburn Rovers. Liverpool do find their groove. Sometimes it's taken them to concede a goal, really like a red rag to a bull almost, for them to really come to life this season. This is Gerrard, trying to dance away from Two-Guy, but he was too wise. Santa Cruz, Brett Emerton. Mascherano had read it. Looking to put the pressure on Derbyshire, on Mascherano.
That's good closing down though from Paul Ince's side, working hard to win the ball back.
Warnock, who produced a real rescue act a moment ago for Blackburn. Paul Robinson unscathed so far. Not really had a test as yet. I'd say that about both goalkeepers. They're certainly showing energy and commitment in there. Paul Ince's side. But whether there is a realistic expectation that they can win this game, I doubt many of their fans are too confident. The record against Liverpool is very forgettable. 1 win in 19 in the Premier League. Record against the Big Four, no wins in 14. But they do have a joker maybe to play, Robbie Fowler. I'm sure he would love to grab a goal against the club where he is still a legend. Well, this might be his last game, given his contract runs out at the end of the week. Well, that's fallen for Derbyshire. The flag will go up.
Well, the head has come off Jamie Carragher, Daniel. That's why the Blackburn players are running straight to the referee. The final touch actually came off a Liverpool player.
Well, a decision to certainly question. Because it was clearly Jamie Carragher's header. Derbyshire clear on goal. Maybe a let-off for Liverpool. Hupia. Alonso. Not hurrying things. Had a quarter of the match at Ewood Park. This is Carragher. In the top 10 now in the all-time appearance chart for Liverpool, just behind Chris Lawler. Gerrard trying to feed in Sewer on a rare foray forward.
That's a good idea on the part of the Liverpool skipper. Well, he's had an involvement, so has Dirk out, but nothing really to show at the end of it, and that's Liverpool's problem so far. A very patient build-up. It's very European type in their style, just keeping the ball, waiting for the right moment.
Well, one of the questions that may be asked, as Robinson gets it away, they have scored fewer than all of the Premier League's top 6, the other teams in it so far this season, with Fernando Torres remaining on the sidelines for the moment at least. Well, they have the goal power in his absence. Statistics may be a little misleading given the quality out there.
Well, they certainly miss Fernando Torres, don't they? I mean, he brings a different dimension to Liverpool's play. So strong, can come short, pick up the ball and keep possession, but he can also go long and he stretches sides. At the moment, you know, Dirk Kuyt is just operating really around Samba and Nelson, but not looking to run in behind people. And because of that, Liverpool aren't stretching Blackburn.
Well, a short trip for the sizable Liverpool contingent who've packed out the Darwin end to our right. It's not often that an away support does that at this ground. Andrews. Here's Warnock. Andrews in a little pocket of space. Derbyshire almost able to take it down. Two-Guy. Well, a rare gift from the Turk. Babel. In Sewer.
I think Paul Ince will be feeling fairly comfortable with everything at the moment. I think Liverpool have been fairly predictable. They've just got their passing game going, but haven't really hurt Blackburn.
Well, this is Babel. Couldn't do a great deal with it in the end. One of those who has had his say. It's often the way with the international players when they go home. Suddenly the comments come out when they're a little unsettled. Well, Rafa has given him his opportunity today. Time for him to put up or shut up, I suppose.
Well, it's always difficult when you're in a squad, a big club like Liverpool, trying to keep everybody happy. It's not his job to keep everybody happy, it's his job to win football matches, and you know, he's doing it reasonably well, Rafa Benitez.
I can't remember the last time I heard a radio phone in someone calling for the head of a manager as top of the table. I mean, it is madness in that respect, although that is probably the mindless few, I would suggest.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think that you need to put it into context, and I'm sure that a lot of Liverpool fans will be very appreciative of the job that Rafa Benitez has done.
And the frustrations of another 0-0 draw were coming to the boil. Having done that against Fulham as well, they are in danger of recording 3 goalless draws in a row, which has never happened to Liverpool in league football. This is Alonso. Babel. Pedersen. Certainly game and committed so far. He's a player who has had a difficult last, season and a half, you'd say. Not really recaptured the best form we've seen from him at Blackburn. This is Insua. Emerton not winning the battle in the end. Good work from the youngster.
There's certainly a suspicion of a foul on Insua. Emerton working very hard just to trap the left back as he broke forward.
Well, Brett Emerton, we have seen him play in right-back position an awful lot in the previous couple of seasons for Blackburn Rovers, helping out Andre Oyo, who's in that role today there. Up goes Emerton. There's Kaut. Gerrard. Babel's off on the right-hand side. That's a gift though for Pedersen, and it could put Liverpool in trouble here. Oh, it's vicious!
Tell you what, that's a great save, Daniel. I think Pepe Reina just gets something on this, but that strike from Pedersen was always going away. It was actually the Liverpool skipper that drops his side in the mire. Pedersen realises not an awful lot going on in front of him, and that's a fabulous save from Reina because it's arching away from him. He's still got a lot of work to do. He's got good pace and power and direction on the strike, and he's very unfortunate.
Well, it's coming up to 9 hours since Pepe Reina last conceded a goal, and he doesn't always have to produce because of the quality in front of him, but when he does need to, he more often than not does, and that was an example. Well, Pedersen has blasted that ball into orbit after the free kick was given there. I don't know if the referee spotted that.
Well, Andrew just catches Mascherano late, but it's good hunting down by the Blackburn player, especially in that midfield area, because you know, they've played quite narrow at times, the 4 of them, because they know that Liverpool have almost got an extra man in there. You know, Mascherano, then Alonso and Gerrard sat just in front of him. So it's important to get nice and tight and compact and try and stop Liverpool from passing the ball around them.
Carragher pondering his options, looking for Gerrard, who got there, and so did Nelson.
Such a committed player, isn't he, Steven Gerrard? You know, never once failed to look at him and think, well, you know, is he trying today? You know, he's at it every week. You know, his consistency levels are so high.
10 years in the Liverpool first team. Celebrated that milestone last week, made his debut against Blackburn. Here's Mascherano. Hyypiä. Liverpool only unlocked the door the once, that Benayoun opportunity. Warnock quick to shut it. Samba. Running into a bit of a cul-de-sac there. Hoopier and Derbyshire in the aerial duel. Should be a bit of a mismatch, and Hoopier won it. Emerson, more up than on, but he'll get another chance. Derbyshire. And get a free kick too.
Good play from Matt Derbyshire. He's worked very hard up front alongside Rocket Santa Cruz. A difficult one for them because, as we said earlier, they haven't really been scoring too many goals this season, Blackburn, so the service into the front two has been pretty limited. And of course they've had the best chance with that save from Rayner, from Pedersen's left foot strike.
Well, that really was a trademark hit from Morten Gams Pedersen. Haven't seen too many specials from him lately. Out goes Samba, away by Hoopier. Stephen Warnock. Brett Emerton up first. Mascherano policing in front of the back line and picking up the pieces and finding Benayoun, who took it out of play.
It's look as if the front three are struggling for a little bit of form at the moment. Benayoun, Babel, Kuyt. It's been tough so far. Ball just running out of play there as Benayoun was trying to take it forward. So dependent, aren't they, on the likes of Steven Gerrard, Liverpool. You just wonder what sort of state they would be in if you took him out of the side. Jamie Carragher as well, big player for him.
And Sewer being hassled by Derbyshire, who's not given up any lost cause so far this afternoon. Emerton, now Oyer, this is two-guy. Santa Cruz. Well, that's a lovely through ball. Derbyshire offside though.
Well, good defending, Liverpool. Sammy Hoopier just calling the shots there. You see Matt Derbyshire, that's a decent line there. Well, the one that you might just question his position is Arbeloa, but he can see right across the line.
Warnock there ahead of Babel, but couldn't convincingly clear it. Hunting in packs, Blackburn, fair to say. And Ryan Babel maybe a little aggrieved he didn't get the free kick, certainly the Liverpool fans were. Arbeloa. Alonso. Once again it all breaks down.
I think the Blackburn players are a little bit annoyed with Pedersen because he's just hoofed the ball forward when he had an opportunity just to keep possession. They know that Liverpool, you know, they'll try and wear you down. You just keep passing it and passing it. Hasn't been overly effective, but you know, what it does try and do is you just test you mentally and physically.
Well, the one thing you do know, Liverpool, it's never over with them. So many late goals, so many comebacks. Even if Blackburn were to get the first goal, well, you still certainly wouldn't write Liverpool off. You'd probably still back them, in all honesty, given the way things have panned out for them this season. Babel. Arbeloa. Nelson there.
Well, again, it's a poor ending to what looked like a very promising move. 2v1 down the right-hand side with Babel and Arbeloa.
Arbeloa again. Alonso. Gerrard. Benayoun. One or two cries of frustration from the Liverpool support becoming audible with every attack that goes past without end product.
Well, those Liverpool fans have seen their side have enough of the possession without really creating too many opportunities against Paul Robinson. One fine challenge from Stephen Warnock that saved Blackburn. It looks as if Benayoun was going to find himself 1v1 against Robinson. But to learn, it's been pretty disappointing, and this arguably is the best chance. It's a fabulous save from Rayner. It's always going away from the Liverpool keeper. He really does stretch out that right arm and just does enough to keep it out.
Well, great football all round from Pedersen and Rayner. Well, he is the leading contender at the moment, Pepe Reina, for the Golden Glove, with 10 clean sheets so far. Chelsea have got the same number, but Cech has missed a couple of games. Sinsua, now Gerrard. Arbeloa. Just running into Pedersen's sizable frame.
Well, he's just working back, trying to protect his back foot. It's a clumsy challenge, really, isn't it, from Pedersen? Just trying to break up any rhythm that Liverpool are trying to gain in that midfield third.
Well, he has shown that commitment so far, Pedersen. He's been involved in quite a few confrontations. Mascherano trying to crowd out two guy, and Samba nipping in ahead of Kaut. Carragher, Alonso, Mascherano, Gerrard. This is Arbeloa.
You certainly hear some moans and groans from the Liverpool fans behind Paul Robinson's goal.
Well, they can see so much promise, but it's not a reaching reward at the moment. And you can say that about the last couple of games in the Premier League for Liverpool. Two guy. Arbeloa stepping in, Andrews beaten to it by Alonso. Hupia will be favourites, but it's Derbyshire who wins it. Mascherano catching Andrews.
Going to try to get Andrews a little bit further forward from where two guys playing, just allow two guy a little bit more room to operate in.
Santa Cruz amongst those lurking, of course. Andre Oyer got a rare goal at Everton earlier on the opening day of the season. It's Pedersen. Has he gone for goal there?
It's a decent strike. I mean, you would have expected him to score from that distance, but he troubles the goalkeeper, and that's the important element. It really does bounce wickedly in front of him. I think it's going wide, but he's not going to take any chances. And Pedersen's certainly in the mood, isn't he, to strike from distance. One from open play, one from a set piece.
Certainly showing great appetite for the contest. Hupia to win it, and won it dominantly. Andrews. Brett Emerton. Mascherano with him. Well, 7 minutes to the break, and Blackburn with hope that they can make something from a good little spell here.
I think they've acquitted themselves very well in this first half.
And they'll get themselves another corner.
I think it's so important that Blackburn can make the most of set pieces. I just wonder how much they're going to really fashion out in terms of open play. So with the likes of Samba in there, and Nelson and Santa Cruz, and they do tend to have decent delivery from set pieces, Blackburn.
And some decent targets. Santa Cruz looking to get there. Hupia not fully away. Gerrard hoping to complete that job, and he couldn't quite. Emerton. Andre Oyer had stayed up there. Important header by Carragher. Babel. And can Liverpool hit them on the break? Blackburn funneling bodies back to stop it before it starts. Look at the commitment they're showing.
Well, they certainly look like a group of players that are really behind their manager. So desperate to get a result. You know, like everybody else, they're human. They'll have seen what everybody else has seen in the media this week. But there's a good atmosphere in this ground at the moment, and these Blackburn fans have really got belief that they can upset the odds here.
That's Pedersen. Warnock into Santa Cruz. Two guy. Andrews, good football. Oh, what an important intervention that was by Hupia. Derbyshire loitering with intent. Babel. Mascherano. Fair challenge from Andrews. He didn't make any contact with it.
Well, he's trying to connect with Mascherano whenever possible. I talked about Andrews just playing a little bit further forward of two guys, because you know Mascherano is just trying to start everything for Liverpool just in front of that back four. He is a good passer of the ball, but when he's been put under pressure, He's had one or two uncomfortable moments in this first half.
Suddenly Blackburn voices being heard in full cry for perhaps the first time this afternoon. Up goes Gerrard. This is Benayoun. Insua. Hupia. 9 years a Liverpool player now, Sami Hupia. And still with the ultimate prize, elusive. Insua. Benayoun. Xabi Alonso. Gerrard. Use Arbeloa. Babel. Gerrard making a little run, Samba. Winning that one comfortably. Mascherano. Babel trying to make a run in behind. It's Warnock who's in the right place.
He got himself into a very good position, Stephen Warnock.
Carragher. Nelson winning that. Mascherano. Oh, and it might fall here for Gerrard!
Well, it sits up nicely for him. That's one of the few occasions where the Liverpool skipper has got himself into a threatening position. Almost head tennis. Babel flicking the ball on, Coit just turning and flicking it inside. Well, it's sat up nicely. It's probably on Steven Gerrard's left rather than his right, which he would have favoured more, but even so, with his ability and his quality, you'd have expected that ball to be bulging the back of the net.
It would have come as no surprise. A little bit of respite there for Liverpool. Now Pedersen. Actually ran into Andrews, who then catches Gerrard and is going to be punished further with a booking here by the look of it.
Yeah, it's a sloppy challenge. I think that's a combination of 2 or 3 for Keith Andrews. That's what Andre Marriner's pointing out to the Blackburn midfield player. He knows that Gerrard was on his way there. His foot was high, it was late, and it was right under the nose of the referee.
Derbyshire, now Pedersen. He's not going to get a decision that he wanted, and you can see his fury. There's a promising surge curtailed. Babel. Arbeloa. Alonso. Mascherano. And 2 guy penalised for that.
Well, they're furious. They felt they should have had a free kick further up the park. Pedersen was the one that went to ground there. Challenge from Arbeloa. Again, the referee has a good view of it. You can see there that Arbeloa, he's got hold of Pedersen's shirt, even if he doesn't make contact, but to be fair to the referee, it's the other side, he just can't see that.
Hupia up there as an auxiliary centre forward. Oh, Insua with a moment of hesitation. It must be a bit of a tense moment when you've got Roque Santa Cruz breathing down your neck, but he survived the scare, the youngster. Knockout lurking, might reach him. Reached Robinson.
Good anticipation by the Blackburn goalkeeper. That was very nearly ball of the game. And no real surprises come off the right foot of Steven Gerrard. Just trying to find that little bit of space in behind Ryan Nelson.
Well, he's not been significantly troubled, the Blackburn goalkeeper, if indeed troubled at all.
The arguable whether it's probably been one of these easiest 45 minutes he's faced this season. You'd have just expected Liverpool to have a little bit more at the end of their position that they've enjoyed here this afternoon, Daniel. That's, for me, would be the disappointing aspect. And Rafa Benitez's team talk at half-time. You know, they've kept the ball well enough. Alonso, Mascherano, Gerrard all having plenty of touches of the ball, as a majority of Liverpool players have, but it's actually when it's got to the final third, it's just really been nothing there that Liverpool could point to and say, well, you know, we carved out that chance or that chance. It's been very, very lacklustre.
That was a decidedly interesting back pass there from Alonso, which gave Pepe Reina a bit of a problem.
There'll be a minimum of
We're into a minute of added time at Ewood Park.
That's a minimum of 1 minute.
Babel able to win it. The Tugai wanted that. Is there a chance for one last Liverpool raid before the interval? Maybe not. Arbeloa. Mascherano. Looking to carry the fight himself. That's up a blind alley in the end. Andre Mariner, with one glance at the watch, brings the first half to a close, which Blackburn will be the happier team with. Rafa Benitez's side playing only a pretty football until the final third, not really finding that end product. While Morten Gamp's Pedersen found one sensational strike, denied in similar fashion by an excellent save from Pepe Reina. Half-time, it's Blackburn Rovers 0, Liverpool 0. Well, we're used to seeing Steven Gerrard set up a great chance, but he didn't quite intend that. Pedersen, brilliant strike, matched by the save from Pepe Reina, which means at half-time here at Ewood Park, it is goalless between Blackburn and Liverpool. Well, welcome back to Ewood Park. One or two frustrations amongst the Blackburn ranks at one or two decisions in the first half, and they should be delighted with the way things have gone so far. Liverpool struggling to open them up, and Blackburn causing one or two scares at the other end. Important second half in Blackburn Rovers' season. It could be, if they can hang on or even squeeze a victory. What a lift it could be ahead of the battles to come. It's Pedersen in straight away to try and get a lightning start to the second period.
Well, it was very route one, wasn't it? Pedersen again looking threatening. Certainly had the best chance of the game so far. Good combination between him and Santa Cruz, but it's a very important challenge there.
And certainly starting on the front foot, Blackburn Rovers, as they attack the goal behind which the sizable Liverpool support is gathered. Reina has to come and deal with it, and Babel trying to complete the job. And the referee has spotted a foul in there anyway. Well, they want more from him in this second half.
Yeah, I think there's a lot more there to give as well, Ryan Babel. There is with probably Kout and Benayoun as well, because I think Liverpool generally have played quite well until they've got to the final third. I would like to see probably Steven Gerrard get a little bit closer though to Dirk Kuyt. Okay, he's playing a little bit deep, and while he's passed the ball well, as you'd expect of course from him, I think that they need him further forward.
He had a key pass at either end, didn't he? The one he gave away for Pedersen to hit that wonderful strike, as well as the one that played in Yossi Benayoun for Liverpool's closest call. This is Keith Andrews. He's got Warnock and Pedersen to his left. He'll use Warnock. Plenty arriving here. Hoopier getting there with Emerton arriving at back post.
Showing all his experience, Sammy Hoopier got himself into a very good position to defend that cross from Stephen Warnock, but it's a lively opening to the second half by Blackburn.
Well, Paul Ince surely doesn't lack the ability to fire teams up if they needed it after what was already a committed showing in the first half. Oyer with a chance to cross. Derbyshire looking to get there, but Carragher did. Warnock to hit. Ambitious. Doesn't get many goals.
Very ambitious. It's a difficult one to take on, really. But Pedersen was in a good position if he got the ball under control, but no wonder Paul Ince is encouraging and applauding his side, because he's seen a lot of commitment, seen a bit of quality from them as well, and he's arguably seen the game's best chance come from one of his players. A strike from Pedersen in the first half that really did test Pepe Reina.
Samba having to be certain with Benayoun in close attendance. Warnock might have a problem here. Able to see it through despite Dirk the Dutchman's voluble complaints. He's barely had a sniff, really, Dirk Kuyt up there.
He's playing down the middle today, and he's primarily played over on the right-hand side.
Pedersen are headed on. Derbyshire to fight. Arbeloa and Carragher for company. Warnock. It all falls down, and Mascherano can try and turn defence into attack here. Andrews. Derbyshire. In the early stages of this second half, just what the Blackburn fans and the manager would have wanted. Maybe slowly finding that confidence, which is always a precious commodity when you're in the situation Blackburn are in.
Well, Paul Ince would have seen the way that Liverpool played in the first half. I don't think there was anything for his side to be scared about. And I think that they've taken the initiative in this second period.
This is Tugay. Emerton. Free kick goes against Oyer and in favour of Alonso. This is Gerrard. Trying to get Babel involved. Christopher Samba had read that very early. Sugai
just eats up the ground, doesn't he, the big fella? Gets into his stride.
Pedersen. Benayoun nipping in. Arbeloa. Kaut momentarily out on that right flank where he's played much of his football this season. Alonso.
Again, disappointing from him, Daniel. I think there's only really Steven Gerrard in terms of the attacking players that's got anywhere near the level that you would expect.
I know Rafa talked after the Fulham game about maybe having 4, 5, 6 players who weren't at the level, and if you do suffer that, you're not going to win games. Maybe you can say similar about this performance so far today.
Well, they need to find something a little bit better than what we're seeing from them at the moment. I think they've kept the ball reasonably well, but in areas where it was never really going to harm Blackburn.
Two-guy high, but got plenty of the ball. On different wavelengths there, Emerton and Derbyshire. Mascherano. Never short of energy, Gerrard. Good committed challenge and a clean one by Nelson. Mascherano. In the last 2 visits, Liverpool have failed to score here.
Just all very narrow though from Rafa Benitez's side. Just get the feeling they need to open it up. We get a bit more width. Once again, though, it's easy. Look at the cluster of Blackburn players. You know, 2 wide players are coming right inside, joining Andrews and Two-Guy. Certainly helping those 2 centrally because they're getting plenty men around the ball, putting the likes of Mascherano, Gerrard and Alonso under pressure, not allowing them the freedom just to pass the ball around them.
The lack of width has been a pretty constant criticism of Liverpool sides, what, for 5, 6 years. Here's Benayoun. Support from Arbeloa was perhaps not the support he needed most urgently.
He just didn't have too many reinforcements, did he, Benayoun, when he went scampering away down the right-hand side. Count was so deep, there's no way he could join him.
This is Gerrard. If anyone can fashion something, he can. Well, 3 Liverpool players standing offside at one moment. The one who wasn't was Gerrard.
Well, they're doing their best to get the ball to the skipper as much as possible. Liverpool, he is the catalyst, Steven Gerrard. When he's on the ball, you always get the feeling that there's something likely to happen.
Alonso. Well, reasserting themselves in possession terms, what profit is there from it? Mascherano felled.
It was a spectacular fall to the ground, wasn't it, by the Argentinian. Matt Derbyshire just putting him under pressure. Well, it's right under the nose of the assistant at the far side, and he was the one that flagged for it. The referee couldn't see it.
Mark Scholes, the official on the far side. Good Lancashire name that, although he's not from these parts. Alonso's delivery awkward because it got a nick on its way through.
Well, no one really wanted to deal with this ball. Well, this was a very difficult ball, certainly for the goalkeeper to come and claim, because it takes a deflection very early on. You can see there that both Blackburn players and Liverpool players don't really want to take the initiative and deal with it.
Maybe Paul Robinson's biggest worry so far. Warnock jousting, Two-Guy gets there, but Mortengam's Pedersen's got a little problem.
Well, the referee has blown his whistle. I think finally he has, but he's waiting for Liverpool to put the ball out of play. There's a bit of finger pointing between Mascherano and Two-Guy.
Warnock and Arbeloa having a bit of a heated debate as well. And Andre Mariner hoping to pour oil on the troubled waters. Is this the man Liverpool need to change the picture for them?
Well, I think he is, because I think he's a very talented individual. I think he's just taken a little bit of time to get into his stride at Liverpool. I think that if they're patient with him and they have that belief, then I think he will prove to be a very good buy. But as we talked in the first half, Daniel, you know, there's not an awful lot of patience floating around football right now, and everybody's wanting the ready-made answer.
And nothing ever seems good enough at the moment.
Well, Rafa spent a lot of money on him, and you know, he's at a time in his career, Robbie Keane, that you'd have expected him to come to a club like Liverpool and pick up the pace of it very quickly, but it hasn't happened. But I think it will if they are patient with him.
Babel. That's better from him. Warnock stepping in.
Well, they haven't done that type of thing very often, have they, Liverpool? That's getting behind and cross from those wide positions.
Babel. This is Alonso. Seeking out Benayoun. Warnock needed some help from Pedersen. It'll fall for Mascherano. Arbeloa. To go the other way, Insua. Good piece of play, Insua. Might fall here for Xabi Alonso. Put and save that by Robinson, and the follow-up piece of defending from Samba as well.
It's probably a save you'd expect Paul Robinson to make, but he did deal with it very well. It's a decent strike from Alonso. This is far better, though, from Liverpool.
It's almost like someone's flicked the switch and suddenly Liverpool have sprung to life and starting to create real menace for Blackburn.
They just look a little bit more menacing, really, haven't they, Liverpool? It's what we thought they would have done much earlier. We saw the cross from Babel moments earlier, the strike from Xabi Alonso.
Oh, Alonso's not going for that again.
Well, that time Paul Robinson was in trouble, but this is a very good save. Good play, and Insua gets into a good position to cross the ball. It's not a great header from Christopher Samba, and it just sits up nicely for Xabi Alonso, but when you see it from that angle again, you would expect Paul Robinson to make that save. Unfortunately, Dirk Kuyt is hovering around, waiting for the bits and pieces, can't get close to it.
Well, it's Blackburn's turn to try and ask some questions. Arbeloa in a bit of a tight spot. Mascherano out of play. Pedersen. Lovely give and go again. Warnock, was it clipped there? The decision is that he was by Arbeloa.
Terrific play, wasn't it? Pedersen and Warnock. It was so quick and precise. It really gave Liverpool a problem. And again, it's the correct decision because Arbeloa knows exactly what he's doing here. He gets the wrong side of Stephen Warnock, so just make sure that there's a little bit of contact there. Good response up from Blackburn.
Well, we've talked about the quality and the aerial presence that Blackburn possess from set pieces. Liverpool rallying somewhat in the last few minutes. This would be the ideal time to make them those weapons count. Just as I say that, Pedersen with probably his worst delivery of the day, and Andrews with an air shot he'll want to forget quickly. Two-Guy up to Pedersen. Benayoun, Liverpool's chance to raid. Oh, Babel just looked as though he'd nipped that away from Warnock.
Well, unfortunately, his intentions were made very early. It's probably going to get him a yellow card, Stephen Warnock. He's been on the fringe of probably one or two challenges that maybe the referees looked at and give him the benefit of the doubt, but on that occasion, you know, he's had to step in really. It's quick play from Babel. He knows the corner of his eye Stephen Warnock is coming after him. And he takes everything but the ball.
Yellow card brandished at the former Liverpool man. A little bit of concern over Ryan Babel here. Probably nothing long-lasting. No surprise to see Sami Hyypiä at the thick of it.
Very much unlike Steven Gerrard, that. So the expectancy of him, everything he does is so high. So when he does overplay a ball, as we've just seen there, very surprising. He knows himself.
Well, we've had over an hour at Ewood Park. And as yet, neither side managing to fashion the breakthrough. The breakthrough Liverpool will surely need if they are to stay top of the table tonight. Insua. Oya. Oya again. Where will it drop? It'll drop for Pedersen. Not short of confidence and ambition today, but robbed cleanly by Gerrard. Insua. Oh, Sampa, so dominant in that aerial duel with Kaut.
It's only going to be one winner there, wasn't it?
Almost like he grew an extra 2 feet there, the big defender. This is Babel. Arbeloa outside him, but he has only got one thing on his mind for Gerrard. Oh, Robinson on the follow-up. Benayoun is there. Oh, an incredible scramble that Blackburn survived.
How they managed to keep that out is absolutely beyond belief. It really was scintillating play. It was clever on the part of Babel because he looked as if he was going to strike with his left foot, and he lays a beautiful ball into the path of Steven Gerrard. Robinson makes a great save. Benayoun's trying to follow up, and they just can't scramble it home.
Well, they were living on their nerves there, Blackburn. Hyypiä trying to get there. Andre Mariner presenting it for Pedersen. Foul by Alonso.
Well, it's a better game altogether, isn't it? Both sides now really are intent on trying to get a goal. Well, this is a very good save from Robinson. Doesn't get an awful lot with the hand, but he gets up very quickly and just does enough to scramble in front of Benayoun alongside Uye.
Clean sheets have been a precious commodity for Blackburn Rovers so far this season, and Paul Robinson doing his utmost to try and ensure they add to the tally today, but Pedersen in pain.
I just wonder whether it's his fall more than anything else, Daniel. Look as if they're tending to his shoulder. It's amazing. We see the amount of players you saw with Walcott. You see it with Pedersen, where they fall to the ground now. You know, the surfaces are such that they're quite firm. They seem to be really having a lot of shoulder problems.
Well, Nabil El-Zar making an entrance here for Liverpool in, I don't know what, 27 minutes or so. The Moroccan international.
Well, he's quick,
so
he's
Robbie
lively.
Keane is made to wait, Brian.
Yeah, he's quick, he's lively. You know, can they get him involved as much as they've got the likes of Babel and Benayoun in this second half?
No role yet for Robbie. It looks as if the early concern over Pedersen is not perhaps as ultimately justified as it was. He's in a lot of pain, but it looks like he's going to soldier on. Up goes Santa Cruz. Benayoun to step in. Oh, a bit of hesitation between Arbeloa and Hyypiä, and Santa Cruz keen to pounce upon it. Pedersen. Warnock looking to deliver with haste.
He's struggling, Pedersen. I think he's just waved over to the bench there, trying to give him a couple of minutes to see whether he could shake it off.
Well, this is Emerton trying to make strides for Blackburn. He's won his team a throw-in. Carragher lured across. Well, which way will it swing? Liverpool have mustered more scares for Blackburn in this second half. Nabil El-Zar, duties defensive at the moment, but this is Tugay. Encouraged to shoot. Pedersen, great little touch that. Derbyshire, Warnock.
Oh, dear me. What's Matt Derbyshire doing there? Very theatrical the way he fell to the floor. Well, Pedersen's just signalled over that he's okay now, so it'll be interesting now what decision Paul Ince does make.
This is El-Zar. Gerrard. Well, it doesn't look like the manager is going to take heed of Pedersen's feelings on the matter, because they're preparing Keith Tracy to come on. This is Benayoun. Oh, he's got away, Benayoun. Shackled at the end by Andrews.
Good play from Mascherano. Again, just nice and tidy. Nothing spectacular. That's what he brings to this Liverpool side. Good shield in front of the back four.
Insua. Sami Hyypiä. Less than 25 minutes remaining. Unless Liverpool produce something, their Premier League lead looks likely to be relinquished.
Snuffed out again, I'm afraid. Not really created a huge amount. Paul Robinson's been busier in the second period than he was in the first. Two decent saves from him.
I'm talking about how it might have been the quietest first half of his season so far for the Blackburn goalkeeper, despite the illustrious nature of the opposition. Sonny has made up for that in the second. Arbeloa. Mascherano. Carragher. More hopeful from Liverpool.
Well, it's arguable whether Liverpool have deserved the victory. I think they've lacked a little bit of ambition. I think there's been nothing wrong with how they defended. There's been nothing wrong with how they've passed the ball around in the midfield third. But for me, they just haven't had enough in the final third, and that would be the worry for Rafa Benitez and Sammy Lee. I just think they've got to get Steven Gerrard a little bit further forward, Daniel. I think he really is the obvious threat.
Well, Zara's been robbed, and this is Tugay. Santa Cruz beaten to it by Arbeloa. This is Alonso. Benayoun trying to stay onside and succeeded. Gerrard pulls it back out. Where will it drop? Alonso! Robinson is beaten this time. Xabi Alonso with the vital breakthrough for Liverpool, the league leaders.
Well, I said before, you can get Steven Gerrard in the final third, you've got a chance, because he'll either get you goals or he'll create goals, because such is his quality. And he just gets beyond Benayoun. It's a clever ball into the feet of Dirk Kuyt. He's going for goal. It gets blocked, and Alonso, very similar to what he did 10 minutes ago, he's following up. This time he's precise with his finish, with the side of his right foot. The previous one he went for power, and he went for pace, and Robinson nearly gets there. And as well as the Blackburn keeper has played in this second half, he'd do nothing whatsoever to stop that from going in the back of the net.
We got a vital goal at Chelsea, which broke their wonderful unbeaten run at Stamford Bridge. He's now got a goal which could just about keep Liverpool's noses in front at the top of the Premier League table.
I just wonder whether that got a slight deflection off a Blackburn defender as well, Daniel. Not sure how much it changed direction.
Santa Cruz might fall for Derbyshire.
Well, sometimes you grind out results when you're not at your best. And whether that's to be the case for Liverpool, Paul Ince will probably feel a little bit harshly dealt with so far, because his side have given a good account of themselves. Maybe haven't created that many opportunities for themselves, but you know, they really have competed with Liverpool in every area of the field.
This is Derbyshire. Well, still the promise. Blackburn do have enough out there to hit back, but how much of a body blow in terms of their confidence will that goal prove to be? I wonder what reserves of character they do have after what has been a terribly difficult time for them. After all, this is the bulk of it, the same team that finished 7th in the table, barring Bentley and Friedel last season.
Well, let's face it, I think it's a game that many would have expected Blackburn to win, but when you, like you and I, have been here this afternoon, seen what we've seen, you know, you think, well, maybe they will get a point at least out of something, because Liverpool haven't been at their best.
Gerrard. Well, it might fall for Kaut here. There's a terrific burst initially from the captain. Benayoun. Arbeloa. Cut out by Nelson. Mascherano. Well, in previous seasons it has been something that Liverpool have found a little bit difficult, and that is to kill games off at times. And they have the lead. Can they definitively put it to bed?
But they got a lot of good passes of the ball in the side, whether it's at the back or in midfield, so you'd expect them, you know, to keep good possession. They have done in the main for a lot of this game. What they haven't done is really created that many chances. Done better in the second half, to be fair to them.
Mascherano and Upi are going for the same ball. This is Oya.
Archie Knox and Paul Ince just below us now, just trying to plot a way back for this Blackburn side. Short on confidence, of course. Recent results have been awful.
Well, this would stretch it to 10 without a victory in the Premier League. Last had a run like this outside the top flight in 99-2000. It led to Brian Kidd's departure. Also had a run of 11 games without a win, 96-97. Ray Harford departed after that. Here's Gerrard. Arbeloa. Well, it is a sign of title contenders maybe to not be at your best and pull off victories at difficult away venues. Depends whether you see it as the glass half full or half empty. Kaut playing in Benayoun. Maybe a chance to kill it here, but Warnock able to make the initial interception and Andrews the follow-up. This is Emerton.
Well, it's Blackburn now lacking a little bit of quality when they go forward. I mean, they've worked very hard for each other. A good collective spirit about their play, but we'll have another look at the goal. It's a little bit of good fortune there, because I think it was Oye that it hit initially as Kaut was going for goal.
Andrews. Two-guy. Alonso in the right place. Benayoun. Gerrard. Just looking to keep possession and dictate the pace and not allow Blackburn any sort of initiative in what remains of this match. 17 minutes. Paul Ince does have the options provided by Robbie Fowler and Benny McCarthy. Carlos Villanueva, who does have a bit of guile, has been used sparingly this season.
You get the feeling they need to make that change soon, just to spice up this Blackburn side, who maybe have lost a little bit of belief in what they were doing when that goal went in.
And this is Alonso. Gerrard and Kaut. And the flag didn't go up, probably because the ball didn't reach him. Blackburn were appealing vociferously. Here's Zoya. Stephen Warnock. Target is Santa Cruz, the recipient is Hupia. Pedersen won the duel, but Alonso first to the bits and pieces. Brett Emerton getting the decision his way, off the body of Benayoun.
There's nothing wrong with their work ethic, Blackburn Rovers. Just that little bit of quality that they're searching for. They need to try and get the front two, Santa Cruz and Derbyshire, a little bit more connected with the rest of the side.
Carragher first to that. Well, quarter of an hour for Blackburn to rescue something from the match. Andre Oyer threatening Santa Cruz.
What a chance. I tell you what, it's one that you really would have expected him to finish, and that's better. He talked about getting this type of quality in these areas, and he rises majestically, and it's really food and drink for him. You would expect. Sammy Hupia doesn't get anywhere near him, can't even put his body alongside him just to try and put him off. That's a free header, and that's a poor effort by his standards.
He has not scored at Ewood Park this season. All his goals away from home, and that's been a rather strange facet of his Blackburn career, much more productive on the road.
You just wonder whether this speculation linking him to Manchester City is having any impact on him at the moment, Daniel.
I know he did say that the decision ultimately is Blackburn's, and there's the feeling that they should expect at least an inquiry in the window from Mark Hughes. This is Gerrard. He's got Ryan Nelson for company at the moment. Benayoun. Mascherano. Alonso. Insua. Derbyshire looking to hassle him. Benayoun. Kaut. Alonso. Gerrard. Keeping possession well again, but this has been the story, and not the final flourish.
Well, they won't mind that because they've got the goal now. You know, they've got something that gives them a little bit of breathing space between them and Blackburn. It's a Blackburn side that are struggling to carve out any chances.
It looks like they are to go to their bench and bring on Benny McCarthy any moment. Keith Tracy's arrival for Morton Gamps Pedersen hasn't materialised.
Well, McCarthy would be the obvious one, wouldn't he? Because, you know, he's a striker. He's got decent pedigree in front of goal.
A couple of goals against Liverpool too.
It just worried me though. I think if I was Paul Ince, they actually aren't really creating chances. You know, it's fine sticking a striker on there, but you know, you need to be better in terms of providing chances.
Santa Cruz. He's only had one real sniff so far, that header from the Oyer cross a moment ago. Samba. Being hassled all the way by Nabil El-Zar. Scampering away the Moroccan, but Samba decisively halting him. Well, it's a hard life when you're down at the bottom. Benny McCarthy, the last Blackburn player to score a winner against Liverpool. He also got one against Anfield in the past. This is Benayoun, and Liverpool finish it off here. Great burst from him, it's in! Yossi Benayoun ensures Liverpool will go top tonight.
Well, their performance has distinctly been better in this second half. The first half they flattered to deceive, kept the ball well but didn't really have a cutting edge. But now all of a sudden their attacking players have worked a lot better in the second half, and Kaut was a player that fashioned an opening for Benayoun on the right hand side. He really does skip past Stephen Warnock too comfortably here, and he hasn't got a lot to aim at, but he really does fire that exactly the position that you'd want any player to do, and that's hard and low towards the far post, and he gets joy. And he can wheel away and celebrate with his teammates and that mass of Liverpool fans behind Pepe Reina, and they know the game's won.
Well, it's another hefty blow for Paul Ince to endure. One off the bottom at the start of play. But, well, it is the hallmark when you're not at your best that you still produce the results. And Liverpool, despite the jitters that they've had at home of late, will end the evening sitting proudly at the top of the Barclays Premier League table. They edged there with the point against West Ham on Monday. Oh, and it could be worse here. Nelson slip. Gerrard.
Well, he almost deserves a goal, Steven Gerrard, based on his performance. He has been the best Liverpool player, head and shoulders of everyone else. It was his inspiration, of course, that got them going forward, created that first goal. Since then, you know, Liverpool have got better and better.
Manu can pop up with the odd vital goal here and there, but that ends a long barren run for him going back to April. And this now may be too little too late for Blackburn. Pedersen's departure and Benny McCarthy.
Blackburn Rovers substitution.
It's a salvage job that is almost certainly beyond Blackburn now, and this is how he hurt himself.
Benny McCarthy.
Yeah, he's been struggling since that challenge on him. It looked as if he was going to come off straight away, but he has soldiered on for a little while. But, well, Benny McCarthy's introduction now. Probably Derbyshire will go wide, and McCarthy and Santa Cruz, you feel, will probably play down the middle.
Two-guy. Andrews had made a determined burst from midfield. Warnock in towards Derbyshire.
That's a good chance, you know. Whether Matt Derbyshire thinks that he's under pressure or whether he's had a little shout, but he takes up a good position there. It's not great defending from Liverpool. Important that they don't switch off, because if Blackburn do get a goal, then we're going to have a grandstand finish.
It's a little chilly for that.
I can never understand fans taking their shirts off this time of the year. I really can't. You see it up and down the country. Madness.
Well, a couple of changes here for Liverpool, and Lucas making an entrance. Javier Mascherano, the man to make his exit.
He's just limping a little bit as well, so that'll be a worry ahead of the European tie this week.
Well, Liverpool hoping to secure top spot in their Champions League group in midweek in Eindhoven.
Substitution.
Lucas getting a little taste of the action here.
Alonso will just take up that Mascherano role in front of the back four, more than capable.
Liverpool's changes may not be finished there, with Albert Riera also preparing. Looks like Rafa's changed his mind. This is Hupia. This is Lucas. One by Nelson. Lucas. Elzar. Lucas conceding the free kick. Well, Liverpool just going to coast through this final 7 minutes or so. Two-guy.
Blackburn Rovers.
His venerable age has given Blackburn over 80 minutes today.
14,
Johan Vogel, a player of experience, coming on to replace him. It's actually his first appearance of the season, but he's got a club like Milan on his CV, PSV Eindhoven too. Brett Emerton. Blackburn forcing a corner. Lucas with his fresh legs speedily in.
Well, they need something very quickly to happen for them, Blackburn, if they have any chance of getting back into this game.
Andrews' delivery, and it might fall here. It is! Well, it's Roque Santa Cruz who piled in on the back post and gives Blackburn a glimmer of hope here.
Well, it just gets himself into a very good position. You can see there that Pepe Reina is furious because Blackburn get a 2v1 situation. That really is sloppy play from Liverpool. They just don't deal with it, and when defenders are drawn out, it's a little flick the near post. I think it's Uye that just helps it into an area, and Santa Cruz gets his rewards finally. Well, this is going to be very interesting last 5 or 6 minutes or so.
Well, suddenly the contest well and truly alive again.
You saw Reina's reaction there. He was furious even before the ball came into the box because he could see that Liverpool were going to have problems. Blackburn were far brighter in just taking that set piece.
Vogel to win it back. Derbyshire to hoist it forward. Vogel there again. Samba. McCarthy. Alonso stepping in. Gerrard handled that. Well, Santa Cruz, as we look at Kenny McCarthy, does have a home goal to his name now this season, and still hope yet for the home team.
Well, this is a game that Liverpool should have put to bed long before now. Yeah, they've got a very uncomfortable last 4 or 5 minutes now to deal with.
Well, the change that Rafa was plotting moments ago is going to happen now, with Yossi Benayoun departing and Albert Riera making a late entrance, with Liverpool
substitutions,
hoping to see out the remaining 3 minutes or so. Having given Blackburn more hope than they could probably have expected 5 minutes ago. Liverpool so used to making dramatic comebacks. Are they going to be on the end of on the receiving end of one here? This is Riera. Up goes Samba. Gerrard in there. Elzar. Hoyer getting there first. This is Steven Gerrard into the space for Count to chase. No hint of a flag. He's away from Hoyer. It's Dirk Kuyt. And Samba across.
Well, he's always a willing runner, isn't he, Dirk Kuyt? Another typical performance again today. Hasn't had too many attempts on goal, but you know when you can stick a ball into an area, and he'll always work defenders.
No great surprise that Liverpool are taking a fair bit of time over it.
The coach just stretching off his hamstring as well, so whether he felt that a little bit as he was running into the corner. Let's see, actually, I think he's a little bit of a problem here, Dirk Kuyt.
Yes, well, Liverpool having utilised all 3 of their substitutes, it means he is going to just have to see it through in the final few minutes, but he's certainly not moving freely at the moment. Lucas. Samba. Alonso. Insua. Not where Blackburn need it to be. Just went out of play.
So really want to keep at this end of the field now, Liverpool, and just see the game out.
Here is Kuyt. He's helped it on. Lucas lurking. Nelson. Hoyer. Derbyshire away. Arbeloa. Lucas got the touch. This is Elzar. Warnock in there to halt the run of the Moroccan.
He feels he's just got his heels clipped by Matt Derbyshire.
Vogel. Well, plenty of time. Can Blackburn use that time effectively? They get a good hold on possession.
An additional 4 minutes, that's a minimum of 4
Here's
minutes
Riera.
of time added on.
That's given the home support fresh hope. Elzar, in now to Lucas. And settle for the corner, despite Blackburn's protests.
Decent play from Lucas. He was the one that started off with a pass out wide to Elzar. Paul Robinson's furious with the assistant on the far side. He felt that should have been a goal kick. The final touch came off the Brazilian, but the assistant's not having it.
And it's just clattered into Matt Derbyshire there.
Well, we can have another look at it. I think you can understand the point that Blackburn were making.
The corner isn't going to stray too far, I wouldn't have thought. Dirk Kuyt just trying to keep it down there. The arrival of Keith Tracy is imminent here for Blackburn. Matt Derbyshire is the man to depart. That's why play isn't moving on swiftly.
Blackburn Rovers substitution sees Matt Derbyshire, number 27, replaced by 24, Keith Tracy.
Young Irishman. We've had nearly 2 minutes of the added time. McCarthy trying to get there. Hoopier away. Shortage of real opportunities for Blackburn. They've got their goal, and one that will spark defensive inquests for Rafa Benitez after the match. Santa Cruz with a header wide. Not a huge amount. McCarthy.
A good play from Alonso. Just protecting his two centre-backs. Hasn't been vintage Liverpool by any stretch of the imagination, but sometimes you just have to get in there, grind out results and get away with the points.
Today's man of the match, presented in association with Peter Jackson, the jeweller, goes to number 5, Tugay.
Will they complete the long walk to the title podium come May? Out in front at the moment, barring the Blackburn equaliser here. Well, for Paul Ince, it's the precise opposite on his mind. Trying to lift his side away from the spectre of relegation in what is still a very congested Barclays Premier League table. Taking the direct approach as they have to do, time very much of the essence. Tracy. Warnock. Up to Emerton, or over Emerton. Well, there are 30 seconds on the watch.
Safety warning to you as you leave the ground. Please be careful, it is freezing underfoot.
Samba. Just a little ahead of Tracy, and Arbeloa was able to get there. Well, the 4 minutes are up. Samba to win it back. Vogel. Andrews. Santa Cruz losing his footing there. And you have to feel the last chance has gone, and Elzar is onside here. And Riera and Gerrard, surely no mistake. That seals the 3 points for Liverpool for sure. And everybody's chasing Liverpool.
Well, they just took a gamble, Blackburn, leave themselves a little bit exposed, especially down the middle. Robinson tries to read the situation against Elzar. Riera does brilliant because he just lays a ball beautifully into the path of Liverpool's best player by far, and that's Steven Gerrard. And there's one player that you really would put your mortgage on to finish this. It is Steven Gerrard. He's just calm, cool and collected, side-foots it in the back of the net. No doubt now about this result.
Well, in the 5th minute of added time, substitution coming in added time, but that is the end of it. More troubles for Blackburn Rovers, 10 without a win in the Barclays Premier League now, and Paul Ince with some long hard thinking to do. But Liverpool have kept their noses in front at the top of the Premier League table. Wasn't vintage stuff, but 3 second-half goals enough to secure it from Alonso, Benayoun and Steven Gerrard. And everybody is looking up at them after the first weekend of December. Full-time score at Ewood Park. Blackburn Rovers 1, Liverpool 3. It's results that matter and not necessarily performances, and Liverpool toiled in the first half but finally found the breakthrough in the second. Xabi Alonso with the finishing touch, his second goal of the season, another important one adding to the one he got at Stamford Bridge earlier in the season. Maybe a slight nick on it on its way through, but Yossi Benayoun adding to the account, and it seemed as he drilled this one into the bottom corner that it was all over and that there would be no way back for Blackburn Rovers, although they proved me wrong with Roque Santa Cruz nipping in at the back post to head home. Defensive inquest surely sparked for Liverpool by that goal, and a few frayed nerves as well, before they did finally seal the result in the 5th minute of added time. Steven Gerrard with a finish you would expect from him, and Liverpool will end the day on top of the Barclays Premier League table.